Hey there, and welcome to Imperfectionist Gaming. Yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday, and there was not one, not two, not four, but 6 TEMU commercials during the Super Bowl. And even though I kind of feel like I don't want to talk about this, let's get into it. Okay, I kind of don't want to talk about this because I don't want to end up on some kind of FBI list, but let's be honest, I probably already am. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I put on a Mudahar video. If you aren't aware of who that is, that's his channel is Some Ordinary Gamers, and he was talking about TEMU. If you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and I'll link it below. So I put this video on while I was cleaning my house, and I kind of wasn't really paying attention, but my head whipped around when this part came on.
Currently, TEMU is actually being investigated by the US government for basically involving themselves in slave labor. Who would they be involving themselves with slave labor? Well, the ongoing Uyghur situation in China. For those of you who don't know, there is a situation involving concentration camps and, in a way, systemic genocide against an entire group of people within the residents of China happening right before our eyes.
If you aren't aware, the Uyghurs are an ethnic group of Turks that are predominantly Muslim. When you search them up now, you don't find a whole lot of results, but the story was very much in the news a few years ago. Now, much of what's been reported that the Chinese government is doing can't be substantiated because the Chinese government is so strict on security, but there's plenty of evidence out there that alleges that they are carrying out a genocide on the Uyghur people. Even John Oliver did an entire segment of his show, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, on the Chinese Uyghur situation. I'll go ahead and I'll show you a little snippet from that video.
There's an ethnic group in China being systematically surveilled and imprisoned in an attempt to essentially wipe their culture off the map. The people in question are the Uyghurs. They're a mostly Muslim ethnic minority in a region of China called Xinjiang. And the Chinese government has been treating them absolutely terribly.
The region resembles a massive internment camp, where more than 1 million Muslim minorities have been rounded up, detained, and forcibly indoctrinated by the Chinese regime. Satellite imagery and Communist Party documents reveal what appears to be the largest imprisonment of people on the basis of religion since the Holocaust.
Outside of journalistic publications like these, there are also personal accounts from families that have been affected. Like this woman here.
24 of my family members are now put in concentration camps by Chinese government.
My mother was taken to Chinese concentration camp in September 2018 and vanished since then.
I haven't heard from her for almost 3 years, and I feel frustrated, furious, exhausted, and hopeless all the time.
We were given 2 strict options: either become Chinese or die.
And this brings us back to TEMU and their involvement with the Uyghur people.
Documents seen by the BBC that are said to have been hacked from Chinese police computers show that Uyghur prisoners in the western region of Xinjiang are shot on sight if they're caught trying to escape. Thousands of photos shed light on a secretive system of mass incarceration. The Chinese government has dismissed as fake news claims that Uyghurs are arbitrarily detained in the region.
The BBC, working with an international consortium of journalists, has been able to verify key parts of this data, this really diverse set of data in spreadsheets, in photographs, in the police documents, as you say, and in these secret speeches given by senior Communist Party officials, all of it pointing to new, compelling evidence of the mass incarceration of a people viewed as a threat, marked out by the Chinese state as disloyal because of their ethnicity, their culture, their identity, and their faith.
This is a hot piece of irony when you consider the President Xi Jinping's statements on the Palestine-Israel conflict. This is all allegedly, because I don't understand the law and I don't want to get sued by anyone. Okay, here's a story on the Daily Caller. China wins the Super Bowl after CBS fails to pull TEMU ads despite pleas from lawmakers. GOP lawmakers pleaded with CBS to block TEMU's reported $15 million ad spending over concerns that the company could be using forced labor. Allegedly, of course. But CBS allowed the conglomerate to purchase 3 in-game ads anyways. Okay, but the Daily Mail Online is reporting that there were 6 ads. That might have been over other stations? TEMU, which is owned by the Chinese online retail giant Pinduoduo, or PDD Holdings, aired 6 ads in total during Super Bowl... I don't know my Roman numerals. 58. Coverage from the pre-kick through the post-game on CBS with the tagline, "Shop like a billionaire." And up until today, I have that stuck in my head. The ad touted deals from 99 cents to $9.99, and TEMU was encouraging viewers to download the app to get in on $10 million in giveaways. I hope I'm not inadvertently advertising for TEMU. Just like TikTok, TEMU or any Chinese tech company must allow the Communist Party, America hates communism except when it gives them money, unfettered access to its data. The Super Bowl having the CCP-owned TEMU commercial air should be a wake-up call to all Americans. TEMU is being sued for stealing customer financial info and having spyware enabled in their app. All that data is owned and controlled by the CCP. Don't download this app. I hate to agree on any Republican on anything, but she's right. The committee chair said TEMU was doing next to nothing to keep its supply chains free from slave labor. Why would they? That's literally free labor. China already pays next to nothing for their labor. If they can actually pay nothing, they absolutely would. The committee found TEMU conducted no audits or reports to ensure compliance with the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. Me personally, even if there's a slight chance that my Muslim brothers and sisters are being forced to do labor and I will be buying the products that their forced labor has made, absolutely no. I stopped using TEMU many months ago when that video from Mutahar came on my TV, and same goes for the rest of my family. The issue really only resurfaced in my mind when I was bombarded with advertisements for TEMU yesterday, and even though I, again, didn't want to speak on the subject, I felt I had to. Because undoubtedly, those 6 ads, the $15 million that they spent on those ads, will generate millions of new users. Before you shop at TEMU, think twice. Think many times, actually, because there are security concerns that you need to worry about. There's ethical concerns that you need to worry about with them using Muslim slave labor. And if you yourself as Muslim, absolutely do not shop at this website. On the off chance that they are using Muslim slave labor. Am I giving you advice? No, I'm just giving you a suggestion. I really don't know how the law works. Now, I know this isn't related to the topic, but PDD Holdings weren't the only people yesterday who took advantage of the Super Bowl. I saw this morning, hashtag Super Bowl Massacre was trending. I don't think I can actually click on any of these links because they're very graphic, but the Super Bowl and other major events like this can be used as a distraction for people who'd like to hide what they're doing. So maybe look into that on your own. Hey, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I hope you learned something that you didn't know before. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.